Alrighty then. Well, Chance, I completely botched. It's been so long since you were here. I totally forgot to introduce you again and welcome you back to the program. So, hey, welcome back. I apologize again.
Thank you.
And
it's good to be back.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you're back. Today's Chance is going to briefly discuss California's tiered system of relief for PFR registration and why. I mean, like, seriously, does anybody need to ask why it's so important to take advantage of it? But that's what we're going to talk about.
Yes, in 2021, California implemented a tiered system for PFRO registration, a significant shift from their previous lifetime requirement. Yours truly was very critical. The new system categorizes offenders into 3 tiers based on the severity of their offenses, with corresponding registration periods of 10 years, 20 years, a lifetime. But why is this change so important, Mr. Chance?
Well, first and foremost, the tiered system offers a path to relief for many individuals who have demonstrated rehabilitation and pose a low risk to public safety, as we've said time and time again and talk about all the time. By allowing these individuals to petition for removal from the registry after a specified period, the system acknowledges their efforts to reintegrate into society and lead productive lives. At least that's the theory behind it. Unfortunately, not enough registrants are taking advantage of this opportunity. According to the California Department of Justice, and I'm talking as of May of 2024, 6-7 months ago, the total number of people required to register is in California 104,894. The number of petitions filed requesting termination of the requirement to register has grown to 8,646. Of that total, 6,704 petitions have been granted, 123 petitions have been denied, and 491 petitions have been dismissed. There are about 1,308 petitions pending review. I think that the numbers pretty much lead to this. This underutilization means that countless individuals remain burdened by the stigma of their past, unable to fully reclaim their lives because they simply are not taking advantage of it. I mean, imagine being burdened. Yeah, everybody imagine being a burden with the stigma for life, regardless of the nature of the offense or the progress made since. What are you doing? The tiered system provides a more nuanced approach, recognizing that all offenses are equal in terms of severity and risk. And this is a critical step towards a more just and equitable legal system. Something I just mentioned a moment ago, which is how the spectrum is moving from conviction-based and punishment to risk. And that makes it a lot more equitable. Additionally, the tiered system helps law enforcement focus their resources on monitoring high-risk offenders. By reducing the number of individuals on the registry, authorities can allocate more attention and resources to those who pose a genuine threat to public safety. This targeted approach enhances community protection and ensures that the registry serves its intended purpose of protecting the public. For those eligible for relief, taking advantage of this tiered system can be life-changing. It opens doors to employment, housing, and social opportunities that were previously closed. It allows individuals to move forward without the constant shadow of their past mistakes. And most importantly, it offers a chance at redemption and a fresh start.
And let me go off script here a little bit. When this system was developed, I predicted it would be minimally used. In my opinion, it is still too complicated. In my opinion, they could have done a better job of doing it and they would have more success rate. But they had over 100,000 people on the registry in California when they passed this. 2+ years into it, they've still got over 100,000 people on the registry. 6,000 have gotten off. But the people have been removed, have been offset by new additions. So the registry is just as bloated as it ever was. But anyway, let's not forget the collateral effects on the registrants' families and their loved ones. The stigma and restrictions can deeply affect spouses, children, and extended family, often limiting their social and economic opportunities, suppressing your earnings for the rest of your life. Relief from registration doesn't just liberate the individual, it breathes new life into the family unit, fostering a supportive and stable environment.
Yeah, agreed. And if you're someone who is, or if there's someone who is eligible for relief, under California's tiered system, and that means you or someone else close to you, it's crucial to seek legal advice and begin the petition process immediately. This journey may be challenging, but potential rewards are immense. Remember, justice isn't just about punishment. It's about fairness, rehabilitation, and the opportunity for a second chance. Take advantage of it.
Well, when you say take advantage of it, I know you can't give specific pricing, but for those who are wanting a ballpark, is there any way you can tell them? I think the fear tactic of I got to get a lawyer, not rolling in the dough. What would be at least a range of pricing that you would be looking at for a removal petition?
Well, there is all kinds of range of prices, because there's like the zero range, which is the public defender's office if you qualify. There are some people that are advertising doing it for $1,000 to $3,000, not exactly, describing what the process is. So later they can charge maybe double or three times for a hearing if necessary. For me, I work on a sliding scale, and it's anywhere from $2,500 on up, depending on what the complexity is, depending on what the level is, and that type of thing. So for me, it's important that if someone contacts me, they're able to talk about their case. They know what they've been convicted of. They maybe have an idea of what their tier is because they've received a tier letter. If not, we got to find out. And then a bunch of other factors that I look at and take into consideration as whether or not we're going to get to a hearing and have to litigate this. So I can't really say precisely, but I can say that, starting around $2,500 for the most simplistic type things and working on it for me.
Couple questions. One with go ahead, Larry. Did you want to say?
I was going to say that, Chance, that sounds very reasonable, because if we had such a process here, I can't imagine we would be as low as you're saying that your simple case would be. So I think that certainly give your contact information at the end of the program and all that kind of stuff, but that sounds very reasonable. Go ahead with these questions that popped up.
So does this apply to specific tiers, or does it apply to everybody? 1, 2, 3, what tiers?
Mostly tiers 1 and tiers 2. There are some people that are up in tier 3 because their risk level is high. They can come out of tier 3, but otherwise tier 3 is life.
And then does it apply to people who move to California from another state?
Great question. And the answer is yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Is there a time
thing.
limit in state or anything like that? I mean, like the person that's asking this question has been on the registry since we invented the alphabet.
A long time. You've got to determine, and this is why you want to contact an attorney, whether or not there's a state equivalent, what tier it falls into, and then it comes down to how much time you've actually registered.
He's been on the registry, I think, since the 90s-ish.
Yeah. So the real issue here is what this particular individual is convicted of and where it falls on our tier system.
And then, was this put through in a recent bill in California to put all this together? And if so, what bill was it?
It was, I think it was 384, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, it was a couple of 3 years ago, maybe.
Okay.
And the reason I'm discussing it today and I'm saying more people should take advantage of it is I think that, as Larry rightfully said, it's not making much of a dent. Not enough people are taking advantage of it, and so not enough people are peeling off of it, and it's being refreshed by new cases and new individuals registering every day. But the option's there to take advantage of it, and I do think that still a lot of people, one, either don't know about it or are too fearful to take advantage of it, or think it's too ominous in terms of finance or whatever. It's not. You can get there.
I know my life is different after being deregistered.
Totally.
You've been listening to FYP.